Okay, now that we have the Merlin set up and he's ready to go, we're going to get the laptop going. First off, we need to take the laptop and plug it in. Plug the power cord into here, and of course plug the other end of it into your power strip. Take your mouse, plug it in here, and we also provide you a scanner. So we need you to plug that in too. Take this end, plug it in like so. Okay. Now take the other end of the scanner like this, and plug it in over here. Well, we're ready to get started here this morning. We've got our Merlin powered up. You've got the blue light on. We got the thumb drive in. We've got laptop number 1 powered up. We have laptop number 2 powered up and ready to go. So what we need to do now is sign in and get it started. Okay, to sign in to your laptop, press the Enter key, and you will see what is called the Windows login. Just look on your password card, which is in the red envelope, and you will see the Windows login. Remember, the first screen is the Windows login, okay? So from that card, get your login password and key it in. Okay, laptop number 1 is starting up. If the software does not start, click on that icon right there. It might be up here. Different machines have it in different places. Okay, it is starting up, so let's get over and work on number 2. Same procedure. Enter key, enter the password. Okay, the software should be starting momentarily. All right, the software is initializing. Okay, we're going to look at for Merlin, getting the PollBook keys. Keys are loaded. And at this screen right here, you just click close. Okay? All right, let's go look at number 1. Is at the same position. So now we need to log in as the primary user. We have 2 users that we prefer to use. If you look at your password card, you will see them. It's called ePollTab first user, ePollTab second user. The laptop number 1 should be user number 1, and laptop number 2 should be user number 2. Now, as far as which laptop is which, it doesn't matter as long as you use user 1 on one and user 2 on the other one. So let's see if I can key in the right passwords and get us logged in. I'm going to be A. It worked. Let's get number 2 up and running. This one is B. Log them in. As you see, it says we need to open the polls first. So we click OK. And the poll software is ready to roll. Let's go back over to 1 and do the same thing. We're going to click OK. And now we are ready to open the polls. Now you need to do this before you check in any voters. It will not let you check in any voters unless you open the polls. I will show you suchly. So if I say go up here to the search, let's just do a search. Let's go find a voter. Let's say click on them. And you'll notice down here on the bottom, you don't have the thing that says check the voter in. It just says ready to search. And if you look right here, poll status, it says closed. So that has to be in the open position before you can check in any voters. So let's return back to search. So now let's go open the polls. Now this open the polls is only done on one machine and one machine only. Up until now we've been doing the same thing on each one of the laptops. But now we need to do it only on one to open the polls. So we click the hamburger button. It's this one right here. It's the main control menu or hamburger, whichever you prefer to call it. And if we go up here to right here, it says open the polls. You click it. And this gives us basically a caption that says it's all 0, which it should be. If it is not 0, click cancel and call the office and we'll come out and fix it. In this case, we know they're good, so we just click continue. Now it says the polls are open and I have 2 devices. Number 2, we see the same thing. Open and two devices. Okay, users, let's go do a new search here. Okay, let's do a new search. Brings up several voters. Say this is the voter that has just called in. You check off her data, make sure it is correct. If it is correct, then you can proceed to say check the voter in. It's right here. It says give her the ballot. You say continue. Voter has been given the ballot. And click OK. We're back to the search screen and you can see the voter has been checked in. Now we've had some instances for some of the precincts. I guess it's inexperience or just lack of playing with the software. They'll do this. They'll take a look at it. Say yep, they validate the data and they click return to search. A return to search, Tyler Dean was not checked in, but you've already given him the card. So this right here is what upsets your numbers. As you can see right here, it says I've only checked in 1, but you've actually given ballots to 2 people, but you've only got 1 person checked in. So this will definitely mess up your count at the end of the day. Let's go back over and look at number 2 again. As you see, Dana has already been checked in. And if we check back to number 1, we got the same thing. She's checked in over here. So I'm just going to do a couple searches just to give you an idea of how this works. Let's do Smith. All right, we have a bunch of Smiths here. Check the voter in. Yep. Give them the ballot. And we've given them the ballot. They've been checked in. We say OK, and it brings us back to here. Let's do another one. Just carry. Good. Continue. OK. And we're back. Carrie was checked in. Okay. All right, as I mentioned earlier about a scanner, let's say the person comes in and you take the scanner like so, and you scan the license. And it comes up like this. It says, uh-oh, red with a thing. Let's click on and see what he says. He says, that's me, of course, that if you look right here, I'm in the wrong precinct. So at this I need ballot number 4. I'm voting at Vaucluse Springs. So you get that little, I think it's yellow this year, yellow card, and you take that and you give it to them and you say, point out that I'm supposed to be at Vaucluse Springs, and then send me along my merry way. Do not try to give him or her instructions on how to get there. Most people these days got GPS on their phone or their car, and that little card has the address of where this is located. They can key it in and go merrily about their way. So we go back to search, and it takes us back to the last thing we did. So let's do another Smith. I guess that's an easy name to remember. So you noticed I only typed in 4 letters of the word Smith. It does a search, like it'll start building. So let's go check in Benjamin. He's here. Everything checks out. You say check him in. Say continue. Give him his card. And we're back to the screen. So let's go over here to number 2 again. Let's look for Smith. And you'll notice that we got 3 people checked in. You notice down here it says 4. Back over here to number 1. It also says I have 4 checked in. So that means they're in sync. Everything is working just like it's supposed to. And you just continue with this process throughout the rest of the day. And hopefully there'll be no issues. If you get any error messages or warnings about the voter needs attention or something, you call the chief, let the chief come over, let him do what he wants to. You know, he take care of him and do what he has to do. Okay, it's the end of the day, about 7 o'clock at night. You're tired, hungry, ready to go home. I am too. So it's time to close the polls. The first thing we do is we go down here to our little control panel and look at location summary. Location summary is the data that you need to copy to your PCC summary worksheet. And it's this data right up here on the front. See, it tells me I've got 4 checked in. If you look down here, I've got 4 checked in. So our numbers are matching. So copy all the data down and then say continue. Now, we got both machines up and trucking, which is fine. We're ready to close the polls now. Only do this on one machine. You can do it on number 1 or you can do it on number 2. It does not matter. Just so long as you only do it on one machine, okay? So go back down to that control menu there, click on it, and we have a thing up here that says close the polls. See, it's right there. Click on it. Now, this requires the chief. He has to authorize to close the polls. It's a little safety thing that's so you don't accidentally close them by mistake. What you do is you have the chief come over. He or she will get the username and password from that password card. Again, this password card is located in your red envelope or bag. So the chief comes over and let him sign in. Once he types it in, he clicks submit. It gives you one more chance to take a look at all your data to make sure your data is correct. If for some reason it's not, you can hit cancel and go back and load up your location summary and copy the data from there. Should you, for chance, look at this data and it doesn't match, you've still got another one up over here running. So let's go over here, click on the menu, and do location summary. And it brings it up over here. So if for some reason it doesn't match, you have a second shot at to go get your data. So we're going to say cancel. Let's go back to number 1, which is where we're working on. Now let's say continue. You'll see what he says. The other machine is saying exactly the same thing. Audit synced, Merlin exported the file. So let's click OK. And this machine over here is just sitting at that same menu. So on the set one, number 2, just click OK. And it brings you back to this screen. Now at this point, you need to exit the program. So up here in the top right hand corner, right up here, you see where I put my mouse. Click on that red X and it brings us back to here. Same thing on number 1. Take the mouse, put it in this top right hand corner, exit. Now we are ready to turn off the laptop. So go down here on the bottom left where you see what's called the Windows key. Do a right click, hover your mouse over shutdown, sign out, and you want to choose shutdown. And that physically turns the machine off. You'll notice this little green light, it's on. It'll start blinking. And then once it finishes blinking, the laptop is completely powered off. At this point, you can put it in the bag. So over here on number 2, we need to do exactly the same thing. Take your mouse down here to the start key, right click, shutdown, sign out, and choose shutdown. Same procedure. You're going to watch the little green light. It's blinking and it goes off. Once it has turned itself off, it is completely turned off. Make sure you wait until this light is completely turned off. If not, the laptop can stay running. And if you put it in a bag, it can get hot, which is not a good thing because it could catch fire. I'm not saying it will, but it could catch fire, and we don't want that to happen, particularly since you've got it in the back of your car and you're bringing it back to the office. We just don't want to do that. So the next thing you need to do is shut the lids on them. Unplug the devices, leave the little thumb drive in. There's a little black thumb drive right there on that machine. It's also on this machine over here. Make sure you leave those thumb drives in. They stay in the laptops. So shut the lids, unhook all the devices, put them back into the case that they came in, and then finish your paperwork and come on back to the office. On your Merlin, it's now time you can dismantle it. See the red card there, the thumb drive? Make sure you pull that one out. That one comes out and it's put in one of your envelopes, and that is returned to the office. At this point, you can go ahead and unplug Merlin and go through your shutdown procedure for him, and you're all set. Finish your paperwork, and we'll be waiting for you back at the office.